Hey everybody, welcome to Techeries, and this time, once again, I'm running it. Yes! I'm in the hot seat, let's go! I'm really excited because I'm really hoping I don't mess this one up. I don't feel like I'm going to, but you never know.
I have faith. I have faith in you.
Thank you, Sensei. Thank you. I am but worthy of your stuff. I am but a wee little grasshopper over here.
Make me proud, my pupil.
Anyway, I'm KP.
And I'm Morgan, live from Arizona again. I'll be back on Thursday. We have some fun stories, everybody, including a first look at the Halloween event from Dead by Daylight. Our biggest fan and expert, Dreaded. We'll see
He's in
that in
the
a little
chat,
while.
guys. He's in the chat.
Trying to make a name for himself. But but first, everybody, let's go ahead and dive into our Tech Pulse stories.
All right, guys. Well, we are going to kick off Tech Pulse with news from a YouTuber who allegedly was involved in crypto scams. That's right. I'm really excited about this one. Not really, because I don't feel bad for him. So, according to Crypto News, Mr. Beast and members of his YouTube circle allegedly profited millions of dollars from questionable crypto deals. Block.io and blockchain analysts like Soma XBT claim Mr. Beast leveraged his influence to profit from insider trading. The report showed that Mr. Beast allegedly used crypto wallets to orchestrate a series of pump and dump crypto scams, according to lock.io. This amounted to $23 million by buying crypto tokens, promoting them, and then selling them for massive profits. Just, yeah, I don't feel bad for him. I really don't.
Nope.
Nope. Nope. By the way, before we get to the next story, though, I do want to say thank you to Final Outcast for following us. I know that he followed us before we went live, so thank you so much. I don't know if he's in the chat with us, but hello and thank you, and welcome to our. Dreaded says, I knew he was no good the whole time. Someone that
You know,
wholesome gotta have some shady stuff.
can I just say though,
Yeah.
I've recently tried his chocolate
Oh
that you
no.
can buy at Walmart, and it is actually surprisingly good.
I didn't even know he had chocolate. But then again, I really don't care that he has
I
chocolate.
I didn't either until we found it, and honestly, it was on it was on sale for really cheap, and Dan was like, "You want to try it?" And I was like, "It's chocolate. I'll try chocolate." So, he might be involved in crypto scams, but he has some decent chocolate.
Don't worry, there was a fungi token in the back that you missed that you needed to pay
Yeah.
for.
No. Oh man.
Spend 5 minutes on Twitter looking up his name. Everything's rotten to the core. Thank you,
Sounds
Grim.
about right.
Yeah. I really do like finding these stories. Unfortunately, I know it's terrible news, but at the same time, it's like, guys, we're YouTubers, we're streamers, like, get your act
Hmm.
together. We don't need to be doing this.
Yeah,
Plus,
that
I hate his
facts.
brand of video editing. So I was trying. Okay, so long story short, I look up stuff for us to show you guys when we are talking about these stories, so that we have so we have something so that it's not just us on screen. And I was trying to figure out.
Such a downside. Everybody wants to look at us.
What's up? So I was trying to figure out what to post, like what to show you guys, and I found one of his Squid Game videos. And I was like, this
Oh
is
no.
this is dumb. I'm not showing this. So apparently he did
Yeah.
all of Squid Games, gave out like 400 and some $1,000, and I'm like,
I'm pretty sure there's been issues like that certain contestants were trying to sue him. So
no, what
I don't.
Ramp was like, I was typing, not posting a link. I don't know what he tried to post.
How dare you, Ramp? How
Look, it's a
dare you
shirtless
attempt?
Dan.
He's awake?
He's awake.
Man.
How is he awake? I don't even know. Yeah, well, you know what? I like to really find those streamers and YouTubers that people do not like. I'm really good at that. Oh. But anyway, let's get off of Mr. Beast and let's talk about Overwatch, shall we, Morgan?
Yeah, because I was never on Mr. Beast. So, I'm sorry. Anyway, Blizzard game Overwatch is getting some changes, but that's nothing new for the franchise as they have undergone many different format changes throughout the franchise's history. The last switch was the 5v5, the 5 versus 5 mode, and now they're looking to run a number of tests. These format tests focus on understanding if Blizzard can make the core game even stronger. Every day, millions of players jump into the core 5 versus 5 mode, and Overwatch's team has said the last thing they want to do to it is negatively impact that experience. So, in a blog, the Overwatch team said, and I quote, "The exciting thing about these tests is the potential to introduce something that could appeal to another group of players, ones that might have felt uncertain about the move to the 5v5 when Overwatch 2 launched." So, what is the change coming to Overwatch in Season 14? Well, it has been announced that they will be running two different six versus six tests. So that means we're getting 6 players versus 6 players. The first test will launch a week into season 14 and will look a little different than the standard role queue from Overwatch. These series of tests not only will judge the player's interest for larger team sizes, but for them to explore different ways they might implement a change without running into the same problems they have had previously. With that being said, the first test will be a variant of the open queue. Each team of 6 must have at least one of each role and no more than 3, with many different combos that you can try. This should open up many different team compositions that we haven't seen on Overwatch 2 before. You will be able to switch roles on the fly during a match as long as that switch doesn't break the minimum 1, max 3 stipulation. Now, the second 6 versus 6 test during the season 14 mid cycle, we will actually see the classic composition, but will incorporate new principles we introduced with Overwatch 2, such as less CC and heroes. So, the 6v6 tests will also have their own card in unranked along with other modes. The 6v6 test will not take the place of any other type of game modes. It'll just be in addition to them. So you're not going to have to worry about this impacting, if you are an Overwatch player, impacting the game modes that are already available to you. But Overwatch will also implement a series of balance changes that will apply to these two test modes only. The power and survivability of tanks will also go down, and in this 6v6 mode, according to Blizzard. So you're going to get some adjustments into how much you can survive. Their like balance changes are going to be played around with during these tests, but once again will not affect the other available gameplays that we've had before this one is implemented.
Nice.
So yeah.
All right, all my Overwatch fans out there, happy with this? Not happy with this? Tell us in chat. We want to know what's going on. Tell us now. I don't play enough
I'm with
Overwatch
Dan.
anymore, so I'm
Yeah,
not.
I'm right there with Dan. I haven't played Overwatch in years.
Yeah.
So
Dread it. I just don't care anymore. Ram, I mean, it's a change, long time coming. Okay, that's fair. Dread it. I'm a
good to know.
play
Good to
just deal with it. Fair. Okay.
know.
And I think that's how some gamers are with it too. They're just like, man, it is what it is. I'm just gonna do it, whatever.
I mean, honestly, this is just their form, like an interesting take on A and B testing
Right.
that we don't normally get to see on the front end of the video game. Normally, it's done in the backside with testers and everything else. So it's kind of cool to see that the community can be a part of these tests and to see how for a game company to watch how the actual audience and players receive these changes.
Right, exactly. And I mean, they're gonna do what they want to do in the end. Like, no matter what, are they gonna listen
They
to the
have the
gamers?
money to do what they want to do.
Right. I mean, they got to decide if they're gonna listen to the gamers or not. You know, and what it is at this point.
Yep, sure is.
Sure is.
But on to other video game studios.
Yeah, I have some sad news. Always. I feel like I'm always bringing the sad news, and I'm so sorry, guys, but it's the games and it's the news that we want to talk about. So, another gaming studio is reporting sad news, and this time from the popular game Nightingale.
Oh
I'm sure you
man.
guys have all seen it before. Nightingale, I play it. I know Grim plays it. Shirtless Dan has played it. Morgan has played it before, so we have all
I
seen it.
haven't played it actually,
You have
but
not.
it
Sorry,
was just
I take that back.
but Dan just bought it for me recently, and so I'm going to play it.
Okay, okay, okay. So it's on her list. So Inflection Games posted this statement on X, formerly known as Twitter, saying, quote, "The past few weeks here at Inflection Games has been incredibly challenging and no words can adequately express the sadness we feel. Like many other studios over the past few years, we have been hit by the stark realities of the industry, and after exploring every possible option, we've had to make the difficult decision to let go of some of our remarkable and talented members." Post goes on to say that Games underwent restructuring in Canada and made the decision to close their UK office. Even though the company had to close down one of its offices, Inflection Games says they will continue to, quote, "work tirelessly along with players as we move forward as a studio." And, it's sad. It is the reality that they have to fortunately bear a lot. We've seen this a lot with studios, even, everything from indie, mobile, big names, all taking a hit.
It's sad to see that it's really starting to bleed into the indie side of things because the AAA's have been hit already really big, so that it's concerning for the video game industry,
It
in
really
my
is.
opinion.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm hoping that it doesn't fully destroy all of it, hoping that they do still work with the players and they still give us content that's going to be fun and exciting. I know there's a Halloween event right now in the game that's underway. Shirtless Dan has been jumping into that and playing that because off air and everything. So there are still things to do, and they did a big remake over of the game. A lot of it's changed from what it was in the beginning to what it is now. Uh,
Hmm.
that it's I feel like it's a better movement of the game. So it's sad to see that even though they made changes, tried to make it popular, that unfortunately they still had to go, well, have to close down an office because we can't make our ends meet.
For
Very
sure.
sad.
But that's not the only sad
No,
news.
not more sad news.
I know for once I have some sad news to share, everybody. That's actually not the only game studio suffering right now, as we've already stated. We know there's a lot of games out there, or sorry, studios suffering, but Sony is actually closing Firewalk Studios. And this is the studio behind its PlayStation Concord game that it took offline on September 6th after its disastrous launch on August 23rd on both PlayStation and PC. So this shutdown affects around 210 jobs, and in a message to PlayStation staff, Herman Hulst, CEO of PlayStation Studio Business Group, says Firewalk Studios will close alongside Neon Koi, a mobile game studio. Pulse says Concord did not hit Sony's target and that the PlayStation maker will take the lessons learned from Concord and continue to advance their live service capabilities to deliver future growth in this area. Concord's all-time peak is actually lower than the launch of the Lord of the Rings Gollum video game. They only managed to hit an all-time peak of 697 players on Steam, putting sales at under 25,000 US dollars. But as I mentioned a little bit earlier in the segment, Neon Koi, a mobile game development studio, is closing at Sony as well. Mobile remains a priority growth area, says CEO Holst. With this refocused approach, Neon Koi will close and its mobile action game, which, if you didn't know, was an unannounced AAA mobile live service action game, will not be moving forward. Both decisions were given serious thought, and ultimately, we feel they're the right ones to strengthen the organization. Now, it has been stated in a report by Bloomberg that some of the impacted developers may find roles within Sony's other studios, but the rest will join thousands in the game industry professionals that have been laid off over the past couple of years. Hello. You
Seems
want
we
to
have
say
a
hi to
little.
everybody? Come here. Come here. Can you wave to the camera? This is my niece Corey. Everybody, say hi. Go.
Hi, Cora.
Want to wave at her?
Hello,
Thank
tiny
you for
child.
the fun card. Thank you, baby girl. Bye.
we go
That's my
from
niece, everybody.
we go from Owen to tiny child.
Yes. I'll look into my future one day, I suppose. But yeah, that's the Sony news. They've closed two smaller smaller or small-ish brands that are in development studios underneath them, and it's sad to see, especially with uh, even Nia and Koi, like
Mhm.
they're a AAA mobile gaming studio, and I feel like gaming, like mobile gaming's on the rise right now with the most recent launch with NetEase for Destiny Rising. That's been very successful thus far. I will, for everybody, a little tease for coming segments in a couple weeks or so. We will have our first look of that as well. But yeah, it's very interesting to hear that. I mean, Sony's been doing a lot of layoffs over through Bungie and their own side of things, so it's just kind of another show in how dire the gaming industry is getting right now.
Very sad. And I'm sure we're not out of the water yet. I'm sure there is more down the line, unfortunately, until you find the next way to turn this all around. And it's gonna be a lot of these companies need to figure out what is the right path for everything. And in order to do that, it's going to take some restructuring and stuff like that. We've seen it not just with the video game companies, but we've seen it with tech companies. We've seen it with people outside of the tech industry. Like it's happening across the board everywhere because there are a lot of changes that are happening that the companies need to figure out. And maybe CEOs just need to stop biting off more than they can chew.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, with that, we're going to take a short break. But when we come back, get ready to fix some generators and escape a killer as we take a closer look at the Dead by Daylight Halloween event. You won't want to miss
Original characters, horror icons, fun to rage-worthy gameplay, boy do we have a game for you. I am Dreaded, and this is Dead by Daylight's Halloween event. To start off, let's cover the bare minimum of the base gameplay. So Dead by Daylight is a 4v1 asymmetrical multiplayer horror game in which one player takes on the role of a killer and the other 4 players take on the roles of a survivor. The killer must hunt and impale each survivor on sacrificial hooks to appease a malevolent force known as the Entity, while the survivors have to avoid being caught and power up exit gates by working together to fix 5 generators. So while most characters in the game are original, Dead by Daylight also features a plethora of licensed characters ranging from Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, a Xenomorph, a Pyramid Head, and Vecna, while on the survivor side includes characters from the former's own franchises, but also includes extras like Bill Overbeck of Left 4 Dead, Alan Wake, and Lara Croft for some reason. Survivors and killers each have the option to use up to 4 perks in their loadout, which gives their characters special abilities. Perks differ between survivors and killers. A survivor perk may not be used by a killer, and vice versa. Examples of survivor perks include a burst of speed when running from a killer, the ability to self-heal without a medkit, briefly sabotage sacrificial hooks without a toolbox, and many more. Examples of killer perks include seeing survivors through walls, hindering the effects of struggling survivors while taking them to a hook, preventing generators from being worked on, regressing generators, speeding up the recovery from a missed base attack, and many more. There are a number of general perks that start unlocked for any character to learn. Additionally, each specific character in the game starts off with a set of 3 perks that are completely unique to them. Perks, add-ons, and items can be unlocked through the Blood Web, a skill tree which each character can spend in-game currency. Survivors can also spend blood points on items in the Blood Web that includes medkits for healing themselves and others, flashlights to temporarily blind a killer, toolboxes for sabotaging hooks and repairing generators faster, and maps for locating generators. Killers don't earn items, but can earn add-ons for their unique power. Each killer in the game comes with a specific power that goes with their character. For example, my personal favorite killer is the Wraith. He's a stealth killer able to cloak and uncloak himself at the ringing of his wailing bell, but to a survivor's perspective, you can see him if you pay attention. It's kind of like the Predator's cloaking ability in the Predator franchise, so if you just look, you'll find him. While a licensed killer will contain a power based off of traits seen in their franchise. For example, Nemesis is capable of attacking at mid-range with his tentacle while receiving support from zombies roaming the area. Killers can also spend blood points on add-ons that enhance or modify their powers, while survivors use them to do the same for their items. Okay, now that that's taken care of, let's talk about the actual event. So, Haunted by Daylight is a recurring Halloween event in Dead by Daylight celebrating Halloween. Haunted by Daylight 2024 is now the 3rd iteration of the event and started on the 17th of October and will end on the 7th of November. So the event's not exactly new, but there are new features involved this year. For the gameplay of this event, a rift stabilizes at the start of the trial, creating a portal to the void, which is like a little pocket dimension area in the world of Dead by Daylight. Additional portals can be opened by finding unstable rifts located in the environment and feeding them one's collected void energy. Up to 4 portals can exist, unlike the previous year. One portal, which is the original, will stay open the entire duration of the trial and only closes as the trial is coming to an end. You can collect void energy by collecting void orbs, repairing generators, hooking survivors, destroying pumpkins, stunning killers, and downing survivors. While inside the void, survivors and killers will receive nerfs and buffs like killers being undetectable and survivors being prone to longer healing sessions when injured. In the center of the void lies the Void Well. When you transfer your void energy into the Void Well, you get special rewards. For example, a survivor will get what's called a Void Crystal. When you throw a Void Crystal on the ground, it releases a thick cloud of smoke that can cloud yours and the killer's vision, so use it carefully. However, killers receive something called a Captured Haunt. It's basically a projectile haunting power that can actually injure survivors, and maybe even expose where they might be due to the fact that they scream aloud. The event also includes event-based like items like Halloween-themed medkits and flashlights. Rewards include a whole lot of new cosmetics for both survivors and killers. Personally, I like this cat outfit for one of these specific characters. So, what do I think of the event? I think the event is very fun, actually. The void aspect of the gameplay makes it a little different, and I enjoy that, actually. Although it's nothing too different, it's just a little something new. It's something a little extra. Typically, the holiday events don't add much variety in gameplay. In my opinion, it's mostly just cosmetics and a lot of farming for blood points. but this event actually offers changes in gameplay. I mean, it's not a huge change, but it's something. If you like Dead by Daylight, then you'll most likely enjoy this event. While Dead by Daylight as a whole may have its ups and downs, I still say it's a fun game to try out, especially with friends. I am Dreaded, and this has been my review of Dead by Daylight's 2024 Halloween event.
You know that I'm still scratching my head about Lara Croft. I'm like, she's a Tomb Raider. She's not a
Yeah.
she's a Tomb Raider. Yeah, I'm very confused why that character was in there. But thank you, Dreaded, for this lovely review. We really did appreciate
Thank you so much.
Yeah, oh my god, it was amazing. We loved it. And you'll be hopefully seeing more of Dreaded in our shows as well for other game reviews. But overall, I mean, I played some of Dead by Daylight. Like way back in the day. It's not my cup of tea. It's pretty cool, but it's not my cup of tea kind of thing. It's definitely it definitely had me like, the killer's coming after me. But it has changed a lot, and I like the fact that they did this Halloween event. I know that it's not new, but it is something that they bring around.
Yeah, I think it kind of adds some like nice breakup to, I don't want to say monotony, but it's a lot of rinse and repeat with Dead by Daylight and these type of games. Same way thing with like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the game that we played a year or so ago now.
Yeah.
It's the same maps, same killers, maybe not always the same players. So that's probably the biggest change is like everybody's tactics are different. But it is kind of cool to see that they switch it up at least once a year to do something fun with it. I'd like to. I don't know if they do like Christmas events. Let us know, Dreaded, in chat. It'd be kind of cool if they had brought out like a Krampus. I think that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
So
But yeah,
I know it's not Dead by Daylight, but I used to play Killing Floor, and they would actually
okay,
have
yeah,
they would have a Halloween or a Christmas event, and it would be with Krampus. So,
yeah.
which was really cool.
Nice.
But now I don't play it anymore. Play the game.
It's how I feel about. I've never really gotten the chance to dive into Dead by Daylight. I own it, like it was gifted to me, like I think by my brother ages ago.
Oh,
But
jeez.
it's just one of those. It's one of those games where it's like I would love to play it, but it's one of those games where I think I need a group to play it with. Like
Yeah.
I almost want the full lobby to be friends.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you don't want to go in blind for sure, because you
Yeah.
want to be able to communicate and work with people that you know, and you know how they all work, like brain works, and how they work mechanically in the game. So having that kind of like, you know, uh team bonding is a good thing.
Yeah.
When you go in blind, it's
Yeah.
so hard because you're like, one person could be overdoing something with the generator, and then you're just like running around trying to help, and then all of a sudden everybody's dead, and you're like, okay, so we didn't make it.
Yay. Thank you,
Yay.
Ramp. I'm not alone.
Yeah, I
Yep,
have Dead by Daylight. I
they're
just
the same way.
haven't played it since since all the new stuff has come out. So maybe one day we could do that.
That could be fun. That'd be a really fun thing. Dreaded does say that Krampus is an alternative skin for the Trapper Killer, so that's cool. But Dreaded also says with friends it is way better. You kind of got to know what you're doing when you play with randoms, and that's totally fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much, Dreaded, for the review. It was fantastic and a wonderful look into how to play Dead by Daylight, but then also what this Halloween event is that comes out every year. So much appreciated, bud.
And if you haven't followed him, be sure to give him a follow on his Twitter, on his Twitch page, and his Twitter. I mean, like, you can follow him on Twitter too. That's always good too.
Yeah, he's got a TikTok, and
yeah,
YouTube,
follow him
all of the
everywhere.
above.
Yeah, give him some love. And we're hoping that if he enjoyed working with us, he'll work with us again down the road. Because he's so cute.
Those are sexy grandmas, can work with us.
I'm not gonna lie, like.
Well, Dead by Daylight is not the only spooky thing going on right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got, Morgan?
Well, Steam's annual Halloween sale is going on.
Ooh. Does it include
Yeah,
Dead by Daylight?
it does actually. So heads up, everybody. The sale actually ends tomorrow, Monday, November 4th. So if you haven't bought the spooky games you want to buy, go do so now. It actually has deep discounts on several big name and indie named horror games, as
Like
well
The
as a bunch of free video
Forest
game demos. Like The Forest,
and
like Lethal
Phasmo
Company. Yeah,
and
Phasma's on there too.
Dead by Daylight.
Hey, there's even Cult of the Lamb on there, which we have
Yeah,
you know, we have a review of that if you want to head on over to our YouTube and check that out after the show.
right. You want to learn a little bit more about it, haven't joined us or joined in that kind of stuff. Also, Lethal Company, really great, really fun. I haven't actually played it yet, but I've seen a lot of gameplay, and it's very similar to another game I play, Sketchy's.
Hmm
Dying Light
I'm really
also
interested also in. I've heard that Demonologist is really good. I think you've played that one, right?
have not. I own it, and I haven't played it yet. And I'm like, come on, people, I just want to play this
Oh,
game.
well,
So,
hey, it's on sale. Maybe I snag it real quick.
gosh, it's pretty spooky from what I've heard. But there is a game that
I'm
I
down.
really thought was okay. So not super spooky, but and it's called Haunted Paws, and it's just super like look at this. How could you not want this game? You get to
It
play
is
as a
super cute. Not gonna
doggo.
lie.
I saw this and I was
Um,
like, I want this game now.
that's really funny.
Look at little hats. And I think you have to work together too, so it's kind of fun. So you do get to play with other people. Oh, there's a spider in the game. Great. I could get chased by a spider as a donkey.
I love that for you.
Yay! My favorite.
Love that for you so much.
Oh.
Um, I do want to say as well for anybody who isn't familiar, um, just in general, like anybody is not who isn't familiar, but a big one to mention, Backblood, like that was a huge game a couple years
Oh
ago.
yeah.
It's on a 90% sale. It's normally $60. It's on sale for $5.99. That would be a huge one to get if that's something that interests you. For my like Middle Earth and Lord of the Rings and Hobbit fans, Shadow of Mordor, though an old game, normally $20. It's on sale for $3.99. They even have Elder Scroll Oblivion on sale, one of my favorite Elder Scroll games. That's on sale for $3.74. We have other
Dead
big
Space is
games
on
like
sale.
State of,
And I know you're a
yeah,
huge Dead Space fan.
love Dead Space. Go get the Dead Space for sure.
Just don't even
There,
bother, just go get it.
yep. But no, there are some really big names out there that are on some pretty big sales. Last of Us Part One has a 40% sale right now. But yeah, but we just want to remind you guys the sale is going on, but it ends tomorrow on November 4th. So if there's any games you want to get, don't miss out. If there's any demos you want to try, get them installed. That way you have a chance to play them in case they happen to leave when this ends. Most of them probably won't, but it is definitely one to look into.
Yeah, and I love the fact that they do have demos on here. They even have stuff upcoming. So if there's things on here that you're like, I really just uh, put on my list,
Hmm
this looks really cool. I think this is so great because it does kind of give those people that are making games and they're not done with them yet, but they're slated to come next year, or like this one's on pre-purchase. This Legacy of Pain, Soul, Reaver. It's just really great because then you can at least get your hands on some games, or at least get them on your wish list, and who knows, maybe be a friend or family member will get you down the road. So some of these I'm like this one I'm like, no thank you. The doorway effect I'm like, no, I'm good. But yeah, there's so much on here. Definitely check it out. It is the Steam Scream 3D,
Yes.
and it is prominently on Steam. So if you have your Steam launcher open, Morgan said it's good until definitely get your hands on them while you can.
Maybe Dead by Daylight. All right. Well, everybody, we're going to take another quick break, but don't worry, when we return, we will show you an unboxing that KP has done. That's 3 products in one. So make sure you stay tuned. We'll be back shortly.
Hey guys, it's KP here, and yes, I'm in my kitchen, but no, we're not cooking up anything today. Instead, we're going to be looking at the new iPhone 16 Pro. This phone I got because I needed to update my 13 Pro. It's been 3 years, and it was definitely time for an upgrade. So, with the iPhone 16 Pro, you have 4 storage options. You have 128, 256, 512, and 1 terabyte. I ended up going with the 256 because it's the same storage I had in my old phone. On top of that, it comes in 4 different colors: black titanium, white titanium, natural titanium, and this new color, which is the desert titanium. We'll have a closer look at what we think about the new color and everything soon, coming up. And on top of that, it's got a 6.3-inch all-screen OLED display. So I think this thing's gonna look pretty rad when we turn it on. On top of that, later I'm gonna show you guys how to put on the screen protector. I got this new screen protector to try out. It's supposed to be super simple, and we're gonna break down what we think about how this worked, did it do its job, and were we happy with it? And then on top of that, we're gonna look at the case that I got. I kind of find it fun. It's a little kitty flavored, if I have to say so myself. All right, guys, so we're going to start with the iPhone 16 Pro, and we're going to open this up. So as you can see on the back, they have little zip lines that you just have to pull across to open it. So we're going to do that right now. It's definitely different than what Apple used to have before. It didn't have these little zip lines that would keep it closed off or anything. It used to be just you would get it and then you'd have to pull all the stuff off of it. But let's open it up right away. As you can see, immediately we get a glimpse of what the new color is. It's more of like a champagne type color as opposed to a deserty color, which is fascinating. I think this will look pretty good on my new case. And let's pull it out of this here. It does have a nice little screen protector so that you don't get anything dirty on the screen right away, but I like that it's heavy, and we can even compare it side by side. I'm going to take this one out of its case so we can look at it really fast. So just give me 2 seconds. Because I would like to compare the different sizes to the phone. So you can see that this one is actually a little bit bigger than my old phone, this one being the iPhone 13, and this one is now the iPhone 16. And so just a smidge bigger, which is good. You can definitely see now like it's very much like a pink color on the back, which I'm not too upset about. It's almost like it kind of reminds me of like a rose gold, which is fine by me. So we'll put the 13 into the side. Immediately, we'll put this guy down, and as you can see inside the actual container itself, Apple does a great job about putting their cables and everything in here. Everything is so neat. They really have taken the time to put together what the boxing will look like for inside. Everything seems like it has its own little home that it lives in by its shapes, even where the camera would fit on the back end. So it's really nice. And then as we open this up, now, as I told you that they moved to the USB-Cs, so we're just going to pull these bad boys out of here. And it is a USB-C overall, so you don't get a USB-C to a USB. You have to get two USB to USB-Cs. So this could cause some issues down the line. It doesn't come with any kind of plug, so you're going to have to get one if you want to use this. I do recommend, though, you can easily get yourself a USB to USB-C at any store. And that way, if you need to plug it in or you're traveling or anything like that, you can at least plug it into a socket or get one of those portable sockets that you can put in there. So let us show off what the screen looks like. Nice little peel right there, which was super pretty. You can see it's very much different compared to my old one. The other one before, the camera was on the left. You can kind of see that in there. This one has the camera on the right, which is right there. You can see that it looks like it's a little bit more flush overall, but overall they both weigh about the same. So there's no difference in weight, which is good. and we're going to turn this bad boy on. I eventually need to transfer stuff off of this phone, but for purposes of this, we're just going to show you guys what it looks like when it turns on so that you can see overall. It's going to take Apple a little bit. As you know, with Apple products, it takes a little bit. You can see a little flicker in the top. That is actually the Retina reader, so that is nothing that is going wrong with the phone or anything of that matter. It is just it's doing its normal thing. The phone itself has a very pretty display, super gorgeous. This is just the welcome screen that you get when you turn on any iPhone. It brings you into you need to set this up, and this is what it will look like. So before we set up anything like this, it'll have you pick your language, your region, and then you can choose on your appearance, how big do you want the text to look, so that you can see from that point of view, if you maybe need some help reading or you just like having larger text. I personally like having larger text, so I kind of go with the medium, but I think for purposes of my phone for right now, I'll just go with the default. They do have a quick start, so if you do have another iPhone, you can easily quick start and set it up and have things start transferring over. That way you don't have to worry about setting up the new phone. But if you do if this is like your first iPhone ever, you will not have the quick start ability. You will have to start from scratch. So we will do all the setup later when we're done unboxing, and we'll get it all together. It'll take about 20 minutes from what people have told me who have set up the phone. And overall though, it's a very, very pretty case. It's very pretty. I don't see any issues with it. I like the sleek look and everything. It feels a little bit thinner, and we can compare thinness, and it might be a hair thinner. I turn it this way for you guys, than maybe my old phone, or it just feels a hair thinner. But now that we have the phone out and everything, I'm going to set this stuff aside, and we're actually going to pull over the screen protector, because I would like to do that first before going into any of the other stuff with my phone for transferring. So this is the screen protector that I'm pulling out. This is a very interesting device. I have not used this before. I saw it on online, and it has actually 3 screen protectors in it, so you can reload this piece that I'm going to pull out for you guys. And we're going to try to do this. It looked super easy, but knowing my luck, it might not be easy. But we'll try it. So this is the actual device. You're supposed to stick your phone in here. Bring that down for you guys. You're supposed to stick your phone in here so that you can then place it flat. And then apparently what you're supposed to do is you take this tab and you pull it, and it's supposed to stick everything on there for you. And then you wait a couple seconds, or maybe like a minute, and then it should be solid, and then you should be good to go. And this is supposed to be like super easy and simple. Now, according to the instructions, this hopefully isn't going to be too complicated. You're supposed to clean it first. Here we go. So you want to take one of these wipes that we have here, pull it out. So honestly, what's nice is they do have one for step 1, and then they have step 2. They actually have a 2 on there, if you can kind of see that. And then they have 3, and this is your last step. So they do actually break it down for you on how you're supposed to do this. So we're going to take one of these wipes. We're going to open it up, and we're going to wipe down the phone. I know it's brand new, but it's still good to wipe it down just in case. I know we pulled off this piece of it right here, and it should be fine, but we'll still do all the process just so you guys can see from how this is supposed to work. Of course, I am so great at this. Here we go. This is why I don't do demonstrations, because I'm always never able to open things. All right, so we're just going to wipe this bad boy down. Give it a nice good wipe. All right, that looks pretty good. Then we're going to take and go to step 2, which is taking this nice little cloth that they gave us, and we're gonna just wipe this down, make sure that it's dry, make sure that there's no dust anywhere. And that little just knocking is just the fact that the camera on the back is a little bit pushed up off the phone, so it just kind of rocks a little bit. Lastly, we're going to take one of the number 3. It's for dust remover sticker, so we're just going to unstick that. We're going to take it by the back side here, and we're just going to just slowly put this over the phone, making sure that we're getting any dust. Yes, I know I still need to set up my phone, but we will get there. The other thing I want to point out is the fact that this is flush up here. So that is not like a nudge or a divot into the phone. Where that camera is actually flush over the screen. So you don't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff. All right, it looks like we're pretty good overall. We're going to take this and we are going to figure out how to put this on here. So I believe we need to just go like this. Going to, really? Okay, a little difficult. We will figure it out. Or maybe that's it. Maybe that is it. Oh, that might be it. I think that is in there. It looks like that is in there. Sorry guys, I'm trying to like see it at the same time. Yeah, that looks like we're good. So yeah, it just lays in there like that. So we're just going to hold this down and we're going to take this tab and we're just going to pull. All right, not too bad. All right, you can see the bubbles are moving. So maybe you can see that, maybe you can't, but I can see that the bubbles are moving. Everything is going into place. I'm just gonna wait for it to finish up. Hopefully it will fully dissolve itself. Looks like we're pretty good. So we're just going to slowly. Oh, well, looks like we're stuck up there. Why are we stuck up here? Well, that was weird. I don't know why I'm stuck up here. I shouldn't be. Oh, I was supposed to probably remove this piece, I bet. And I didn't. We'll see what that looks like once we take that off. Yeah, I don't know what this was. Oh, no. Okay, well, we're going to have to do it again. Because I definitely screwed that up. Alright, well, that did not work the way I wanted it to. Alright. So let's go back through really fast. Oh wait, is it on there? Oh, it's on there. Oh my gosh. This little piece was not anything to be worried about. This was actually just to peel off the top part of it. Alright, so we did it. Alright, so we're just gonna put these bubbles out. Hopefully push them out. This actually was pretty easy. I just didn't realize that there was a piece over it, so that's good to know for next time. Just need to get these bubbles out right now, so I'm just pushing out these bubbles that are just last little bubbles that are stuck kind of thing. We're gonna push these out and hopefully get these to disappear. They do say though, if you do have an issue, you can easily lift and then let it kind of like lower down. I think we might be good on that side. I have a feeling these bubbles will also kind of just settle as well as we go. Let's see here. Actually, I think I got them. Or at least most of them. Alright, so this is now the new screen protector, which is awesome. Okay, so this actually did a very good job. I was quite shocked. I thought it was going to be a little bit more complex and everything. I just had, like I said, that little bit of a snafu with this piece that was on top of it. But once we figured out that this was just a piece that needed to come off, everything else was easy peasy. So I definitely recommend this. This is the tempered glass screen protector. It has a this little piece that's plastic that you'll use to put your screen protector on, and it's super easy and simple. So definitely check that out if you can. I'll put links to everything in my description, along with in our Discord when we get to after we air this. All right, the next thing we're going to look at is my actual case that I got. This thing is supposed to be pretty nice from at least what I saw online, but we're going to check it out. We're going to see how to open this first. Oh, there's a little thing down here that you have to push in, apparently, that I can't see, but that's all right. So we're going to open this up. Very nice little packaging here. Nothing that's crazy or off-putting or anything like that. I did go with, like I said, it's cat influenced. So I went with a leopard because I really thought it would look really nice against the back of my phone, and it will help the little spots kind of like jump off. Also, this does have a MagSafe on it, so if you are using anything that is MagSafe compatible, it's a magnet that will stick to it, which is really nice. All right, we're gonna see how this fits. So far, it feels really good on the hand. It doesn't feel like it's slippery or anything. It feels like I have a good grip, and we're gonna just slowly put this bad boy in here and see how he fits. We're gonna get that right in there, nice and snug. All right, let's look at the back. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that looks really nice. I like that they have this covering for the lenses and the flash and the light. It'll keep dust from getting into that area, which is really nice. I like how this really looks. This looks very, very, like, not rich, but it's soft, and it's very pretty on the back. I think it blends well with the color of the phone, considering the phone is a more, like I said, like a champagne type of color, and the contrast is really nice. So this has been everything regarding the iPhone 16 Pro. I'm gonna go set this up for myself and get all my stuff transferred over. I hope you guys really enjoyed this unboxing with me. And like I said, all the links to all the products I have will go in my description, along with in our Discord at TechReese. So be sure to check it out, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks, guys.
You know, I really did have a lot of fun doing this unboxing video. I know my video didn't look the best. I had a lot of technical issues, but it was really fun. Like, I got in the zone and I was like, this is it, I'm doing it. Here we go. So,
Yeah, so I'm wondering, now that you've had it for a few days and you have now all of your stuff transferred over to it and you've been using it as your daily phone, how do you like it compared to your last model?
I find it interesting because they got rid of the clip on the side that was for silencing. Now they have a little button here that we can use, and you can actually program this button to be whatever you want it to be. I know I didn't go into great detail over all of the things on the phone. The other thing that they added was they added a little notch here, and this is actually for your camera. So like you can pretend like you can actually literally take pictures as if it's a camera. Like
Oh,
cameras used to
cool.
be. Yeah, so they added a lot of different things to it. They're still working on some of the iOS parts of it. I know that was a big part of it. What's really great too is the fact that with this new model and then the new iPods, or what are they called, the earbuds that they bring out with this and everything.
The AirPods.
Yeah, they actually make it now for you can use them as hearing aids. And so I just find that very
Very
great.
cool.
Yeah, because my dad actually has hearing and everything. And so for people that do have that issue, like at least you can use them in that sense if you need to. Maybe you have to go buy some or something like that. So but yeah, this phone has actually been a lot, like it's been fun. It's been interesting. One thing that I noticed is, you're gonna see me and Tubby on here, but it stays on so that you doesn't go black. It's just stays on. So um, once it goes black, like the other ones used to go black when you would hit the off button. Now they just stay on, which is not a big deal because it really doesn't chew up that much battery life at all. And then it works the same. I haven't had anything else that's been really different about it. Oh, one thing that is fun is the top part of this little part up here. I know I was pushing on it little bit. There we go. This is actually flush with the screen. And if you're doing
Mhm.
like a face, like you want to unlock something with your face, or maybe you're paying with something with your face, it pulls down into a little black box and it has a little smiley face in it. So it's just like
So
little
cute.
things, and it almost like lives and breathes with the phone. So one thing I noticed is if I'm on a phone call, but I'm like scrolling through my phone and everything, it puts it up at the top. And the one thing is like if I'm talking to you, Morgan, you talk to me, you'll be green in a green like waveform. Then when I talk, I'm in a yellow. So like it just acts almost like it's
Hmm.
its own little like robot in a way, or like a little bot in your phone, which is not bad. It's cute, and I kind of think that it's a fascinating take on what that camera part, so it doesn't feel like it's just its own entity. Now that everything is flush with the phone, like it just becomes one and the thing with the phone overall.
Cool.
Yeah. Morgan, cool.
I'm not an Apple person. I am an Android person all the way. I will
Well,
never
okay.
get Apple.
I used to have Android. Okay, I've had multiple Androids. I've
Hmm.
also had a CrackBerry, so I've had multiple different types of
Yeah.
phones. I
I don't
just,
know. I just I don't like how expensive and like how you're so forced to upgrade. I feel like you're forced to upgrade more frequently with Apple compared to Android. Maybe not so much right now because just phones in general are getting so much better. But yeah, I don't know. I'm an Android girl through and through.
so the last time I upgraded my
Sorry, I will
phone,
be that. What is it? A blue or a green chat bubble? Sorry, friends. I will be that forever for you.
yeah, but they've done a lot of integration with people who are on Androids versus people who are on iPhones. So one of the
Hmm.
integrations is we can react to things. Before it used to be like this person reacted with a thumbs up or anything. Now they actually have integrated the actual bubble that appears above it. So if I were to like something that you said, you'll actually see the heart that it comes up above it, or a thumb up, or a haha, or whatever I'm interacting with, as opposed to another text message. So they've done integrations where they're making the two iOSs kind of work hand in hand with each other. As
Right.
far as upgrading goes, this phone wasn't upgraded. You heard me say I took 3 years to upgrade my phone. So wasn't upgrading. I'm not crazy like Tubby, who does it once a year. I can't do that. Um, but I did it through my carrier, so it's a little bit different. So I'm literally
Sure.
getting the phone for free because I'm getting $1,000 credit off of it because my old. I know that we talked
Right.
about like, what do you do with your old phone? I'm returning it to the store because I can. And then what they do with it is, I don't know about your company because I don't know who you're under, but they'll take it and they'll hopefully give it to people in need, maybe women who've been abused, so that they can use it as a way, call for 911, or whatever they need to use. So they do things with the phones that are good.
Sure. Sure.
But yeah, I haven't really updated my phone in a while. I used to do every 2 years, but that was just because up and I can upgrade it and everything. So free this time. But my phone held out.
Hey,
My old phone held out for 3 years, so it did well.
luckily phones can hold on longer that compared to like the older um ones do.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm also reading our chat.
I also
So
looked
we
up
have dreaded
to.
and ramp for Android people.
Yep.
Anything more said is why I don't like Apple in a technical aspect. Plus how expensive every product is. Yeah, that's probably my biggest gripe. And don't get me wrong, even Android products are expensive. I just find them to still be more affordable than Apple. Um,
I don't know. I had a Galaxy S3 and roughly the same price as an Apple phone. Bought it. So
mhm.
I mean, in comparison, we're talking apples to oranges, sometimes with they're so
Oh,
minute
for sure,
they're so
for sure.
minute because everybody wants to be the best. And so it to me it doesn't really matter what your phone is. It's all based on what do you like using. Which iOS do you like using? And I was
Hmm.
told, unfortunately, I was told, this I'm throwing him under the bus a little bit, but I was told that if I got an iPhone, I would get a free iWatch for Christmas, and I got an I got my Apple Watch for Christmas, so I'm not complaining. I'm gonna get an Apple Watch for Christmas because I have to get an iPhone. I will do it.
This was nice as mine, literally for $10 more. like flat rate, I was able to get my Samsung Watch with my when I got my S22
Yeah.
Ultra.
And a lot of
And
places will do.
I'm a couple years behind now too. I'm a year and a half behind currently. I think it is going on to 2 years. So,
Look,
but my
everybody can
phone's
hate
still
me
doing
because I
great, and it
have an
has a
iPhone.
really good camera.
Look, you all can hate me because I have an iPhone. That's fine. Used to have an Android. I moved to iPhone and don't care.
I mean, you're the majority. The majority of people are on iPhones now.
Yeah.
Well, anything else, love, before we wrap up today's episode?
I don't know. I feel like all the Android people just attacked me today.
I think we just happen to have almost all of the Android people currently in chat.
Look, I get it. I used to have a Google phone too, okay? I used to have a lot of different phones.
So, okay, just because what Tyler just said is like absolutely crazy, because Tyler literally has a like 10-year-old phone. It won't even charge anymore. He has to put it on a wireless charger or he can't charge his phone.
Oh, geez.
This dude has had it for 10 years. Like, please, Tyler, upgrade your goddamn phone.
Yeah, don't wait 10 years.
For
So I
your
looked up
sake.
average lifespan of a phone, no matter if it is Apple or Android, or Google phone or whatever, right? Just in general,
Mhm.
is 3 to 5 years. So that's why you'll see when you have a phone and it gets to 3 years, it'll start losing a lot of its oomph, and that's why a lot of these
The battery
carriers,
may not last as long, or
it's a little
it's getting a little bit more
sluggish.
sluggish.
Yeah,
Yep. And that's because, for people who don't know, and maybe you're not aware of this, Tyler, is like they will not upgrade to the new like upgrades in
yeah,
terms of like its firmware and everything else. At a point, they cut them off, and that goes on to the next stuff. And that's just because the hardware in the phones can't handle the new upgraded system and softwares.
right.
So if you hold on to a phone for that long, it's like genuinely you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. And it's just because think about if you're running on right now, but you're trying to play, let's say, Destiny or Diablo or whatever on like an old like 1080, like they're going to get really sluggish now.
Yeah.
Like if we want to compare it, like those certain things just can't keep up and compute with the new software. So
Right.
that's why, like with phones, that life expectancy is only 3 to 5 years, because we are in a tech revolution age, and we got into it quicker because of COVID.
Right.
So
And technically my last phone was after this upgrade, or this iOS upgrade, I should say. We're on 18 for Apple. When the next one comes out, my phone would not be eligible, so I would be stuck.
mhm,
So that's why also
right.
I'm like, it's time. It's been 3 years. It's time. We can say goodbye to this.
And like there is a lot. And I just want to remind everybody, it is worth, kind of like car insurance, it's worth shopping around for your phone carriers. Every couple of years, it doesn't hurt to just call around and be like, hey, what's it like if I switch over to you? Because most places will allow you to transfer your number over for free, and it's worth checking. You
Yeah.
know, there's my family and I have switched before, just because the deal was better, or we switch, the price is about the same or maybe a little cheaper monthly, but there was a deal for being a first time user of their service. So we got technically the phone for almost free. Like there is, like, so don't feel like you have to stick to you've chosen one carrier, that you have to stay with the cell phone carrier. Please feel free to shop around, and I highly suggest it. It
I
doesn't
mean,
hurt. You never know what good deal you're going to find to save
right.
yourself money to get a really good phone.
And also, like, check out with your carrier too. I mean, for me,
Yep.
the iPhone itself, it literally was, I would get the iPhone, but then I got an iPad for free because it was part of the bundle deal that they were doing. And I would say the best time to
Hmm.
start looking, especially for a new phone, is around the holidays. Like this month, last month was really
Yep.
good, September was really good, and December, because that's when they're trying to push all the product out as much as possible, because they know before they know it, the next phone's going to come out. So definitely this is the time to start checking out the different carriers and the different
Yep.
areas, and see what
A
they
lot
have.
of the carriers too, going off of all of that, they have Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals. Like they're going to be busy. but it is worth it because they have some really good deals out there. Like, do your research and like take the time if you're trying to get a new phone right now. This is the perfect time to start looking,
Yeah.
or
Oh,
even to reach out, be like, hey, I'm looking. Is it worth trying to see what, like, are you guys going to have any good sales this Black Friday? Because the companies already know at this point. It is November 3rd. They already are making their plans and have been planning for the Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals last month.
oh yeah,
That's a
because
major thing in the retail industry. So like you'll sometimes find a really cool person when you call and be like, "Yo, I want to upgrade, but I really want to know, is it worth coming around Black Friday?"
right. Well, and a lot of these places too, like they've already accounted for the big rush. So, the big release days.
Yep.
So they know that they make a ton during that time. Because when I went in to talk to my lady about my new phone and everything, I asked her, I said, you guys were probably really, really busy. And she said, oh yeah, it was packed in here, like lines upon lines. Because it was dead when I went in, which is totally fine. I like when it's dead because then I could just my thing, take my time.
Yep.
So, but I will say what's interesting too about the iPhone 16 Pro is if you go back just to the iPhone 6, they gave all the fun colors to the iPhone 6, gave us all the more colors. So it
Dang
was,
it.
I know, I was like, boo. It's fine. I got the nice little champagne color. What, by the way, what did you think of the color? I know that you have seen my unboxing forever now.
Honestly, out of the color options that were available to you, that champagne color and then kind of like that charcoal like
Mhm.
gray are usually like those are the two colors I like the most. I don't like colored phones. Like right now I have a gray phone,
Mhm.
and as much as I want to be like, oh, I'm gonna get a green phone because there's some really nice green model Samsungs out there. I don't really care. I just go what's in stock because I
Right.
know that my phone case is going to cover it and I'm never going to see the back of my case because I'm someone, just to show everybody, like I like having the kickstand. So, and you don't see the back of my phone whatsoever. So, but
Well,
no,
when
I
I
do
when
like
I
the
made the
color.
decision on mine, I literally thought about what will this look like if I got something that has a little bit of a seat. I was like,
For
that
sure.
makes sense. So, but yeah, no, I get it. I mean, I could have got a black phone and I could have just got a basic backing that had like blue or something. But I was like, no, I kind of like the fact of being able to see the actual stuff. So I went with that.
Right.
Plus, I am looking. I was talking to Morgan during the package because of the MagSafe and anybody who has, because I know they don't just make MagSafe for iPhones; they make MagSafe for Androids as well. And this MagSafe, because it's a magnet, you can actually get like stands and stuff that you just can snap on there. And then when you're home and you're like, oh, I don't really want to have the stand on there. Why am I going to do that? You can actually take it off. Or like your case, Morgan, it's built into your case, so it makes it easy just to kind of put it away. But for people who like want the pattern or whatever, this at least there's a way around it without having to actually do something or stick something to it, which is nice. That's one thing that I'm looking
Yeah.
into down the road. I found one that I like, but still expensive right now. But it's I've noticed that's becoming like the new thing. Like you've probably seen the pops, those things, the pops
Yes.
and everything.
The pop sockets.
Yeah, it's becoming like the new thing now, where now instead of just gluing stuff to the back of your phone like it used to, now it's actually magnetic. And what's really nice is if you have it and you have a wireless charging unit, it will still go through that piece into your phone.
Hmm.
So you don't have to worry about that either. I've done a lot of research trying to figure out like how do I want to do this with my phone, and so it's been a long journey.
So just real quick for anybody who could be looking for new phones, even if you don't want the newest model, let's say the newest model is just out of your price point. iPhone just released their newest model. Like
Mhm.
what Kitty just showed, this is the fresh release, just happened. That means the last model, which is what, the 14,
15.
right?
15.
15. The 15 is drops in price. It just had a drop in price because the new model is out. It's no longer the top dog. If you're a Samsung user, our next launch, so that if you're thinking about like the Galaxy S25, for example, which is their flagship run for Samsung phones, that releases on January 29th. So not until the new year, at the end of the new year, like the end of the first month of the new year. So if you don't find good enough deals during Black Friday and you want to get like an S24, you could wait until January 29th of 2025, and those are going to drop in price because the S25 will be launching on that day.
Yeah. And honestly, when you think about a new phone, don't just go off of, oh, look, it's a Samsung or it's
Yep.
an Apple. Like actually look at the product itself and see what it offers, because that's how you have to weigh your options of how you actually want it. I love how Apple kind of does all their processing compared to other phones I've used. That's why I'm a big fan of them for right now until something newer happens and then I'm able to change over. But it's all about what the product does for you. Like,
For
Morgan's
sure.
phone, for instance, has a really good camera on it and everything. They've started improving the cameras on the iPhones. Excited to try that out. I've actually been, so my parents are on vacation right now, and my dad actually sent us video of the ocean. And Morgan, I swear to God, he's got the iPhone 16, and I think it's comparable to what your phone can do. Everything, like, I'm very
Yeah.
impressed
And
by what they've
mine
been
is
able
now
to do
two
with it.
models old.
Yeah.
Mine's 2 models old. I have a 22,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I have a 22 Ultra.
Yeah.
So, it just happened when my phone, I got mine because my phone fell and broke. And which it's the second phone I've ever broken in my entire life of having phones. I was so angry. It was on my desk, I have a standing desk, and the foot of my desk are all metal, and it happened to land right on the corner of the metal foot. And that's
Oh, I think you told me
oh,
about that too.
I was pissed. Anyway, it was no longer working. It like the screen was just gone, and looking at like repairing the screen versus getting a new phone, I might as well just got a new phone.
Yeah, exactly.
But and it sucked because I had to get a new phone 2 months before before the 23 release, because I was going to get a 23.
Oh.
My husband Dan, he has a 23. Um, he got it pretty soon after the new launch, and we both of our phone, like our cameras are comparable. There wasn't a huge difference
Mm-hmm.
in cameras between those two models because it was only a year apart. The 24 is a little bit better than what him and I both have.
Right.
But yeah, for like the biggest thing I shop around for is like I prefer Android, and then how do I choose my Androids? And I actually choose off of the camera, because I'm someone who, like, with me being a photographer, I love to travel, and when I travel, I usually want to take my camera with me because I love doing travel photography, and it's kind of a pain. Like right now, for example, I'm in Arizona. I came here a lot. I have a lot of really amazing photos of, like, let's say the Grand Canyon. I've been to the Grand Canyon a couple times. At this point, if I'm doing like a trip to explore more of further out of like other places of Arizona I haven't been to, yeah, I would bring my camera with me. But right now, where I'm coming to see the family, we're not doing as much sightseeing as we usually do. I'm just bringing my phone. My camera's staying at home because I have a really good camera on my phone. I have like a beautiful, like, you would swear I took on an actual camera that I took on my phone of like my nieces on the playground.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things that's how I personally shop for phones, but that's because it's the photographer in me. I would like a phone that can not always replace my camera, but if I am on the go and can't afford to have my whole camera gear with me, I at least have a phone that can substitute pretty darn well.
Right. No, I understand. I'm just saying, like, considering what I've seen from my phone and stuff like that regarding video
Sure,
and stuff like
sure.
that, when my dad sent it to me, he doesn't have the Pro, he has the version that's underneath it. And in
Hmm.
comparison, um, it was all comparable. Just there's like minor differences between. I just went with the same version as opposed to like going down one. But I was really shocked how gorgeous everything looked. And after the show, I'm
Thanks.
curious your
Don't
thoughts.
don't send it to me over text message,
No, I'll
because
send it to you. I'll send it to you
it'll
over
drop
something.
the quality because I'm Android and you're Apple.
No, I know it does. And I'm hoping, I really do hope that they fix that down the road. I know that is, still I think that's something that's still in the
Drives
works.
me crazy.
I know. I know. And I've been in your shoes where My sister will send me something of the girls, and I'm like, it looks like crap. I don't know what's going on.
It's pixelated.
That's
Man,
right.
is this
It's this big, and I have no
240p?
idea what's going on. Yeah. No, I know.
Exactly.
And I'm hoping that because we've gotten to the point of integrating some of the other stuff, that we can slowly start integrating some of some of the main things like video. And I mean, images aren't too bad, but yeah, video would be nice to start working on. I'm sure that's in the works, something like that down the road. The other
Right.
thing too is I showed you the USB-C to USB-C. They did get rid of the lightning wire one was
Thank
in.
God. The firebolt, or
It's
no,
a lightning.
thunderbolt, I think is what it was called. I don't know. Anyway,
But I do find it fascinating that we're slowly, they're slowly trying to make, just like cars, like the electric cars,
a
trying to
little more
make more things
universal.
more universal. Yes.
Which I do, like, I literally, people like, oh, like, people come and crash at our house occasionally, or like we have a get together and someone drink too much of there, we have them stay the night or whatever. Or if we just have sleepovers with my sister-in-law, because she likes to come hang out with us. And they'll be like, oh, I forgot my phone cord. Oh, crap, never mind. You guys are, Andrew, you don't have it. I literally have it in my phone cord. Because I know my friends never bring their cords with them and they always need charging. I don't know what it is with you Apple users, with your phones always dying. Not all of you, but my select few.
Talking about mine's at 60% right now, and I only charge it to 80.
And that's fine. That's
I only
fine.
charge it to 80
So,
though.
but yeah, it's one of those things where it's nice that they're switching over to USB-C, because with Android we are all USB-C. So now I can have less cords all over my home or hiding. I'll still have that for the freaking Apple people, but still, it's nice
Yeah.
to finally be like, if a friend comes over like, hey, I'm low on juice, do you have a cord? If I didn't have that iPhone cord, I wouldn't be able to help them.
Yeah.
So
What a good conversation
tiny
today.
note. Well, tiny note.
All the Android folks decided to attack me, which is awesome.
We're not attacking. We're just talking.
We're just standing
We're
strong.
we're just aggressive in our hatred for Apple.
That's fine. You can have a hatred for Apple. To be fair, I've gone back and forth between everything. I mean, I probably have had every single type of phone, most likely. So it's just whatever your preference is. I really don't care. If you want to be an Android fan, an Android fan. If you want to be an iPhone fan, be an iPhone fan. If you want to be a Crackberry,
sure.
be a Crackberry.
If you want to be Google Pixel, go for it.
Hey, I had Google Pixel. It wasn't the worst phone, but it wasn't the
I think
best
Google Pixels are definitely better now than when they were first launched.
I had the first launch one,
sure.
so
rip.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well,
Anything
thanks,
else
guys.
before we wrap up?
Yeah, we can wrap up. Thanks for joining in our lovely phone talk.
Hey, we're a tech show. It happens sometimes, right?
That's right. And hopefully down the road we'll do some more unboxing videos. And my video will look better.
Hey, it was the first one. That's all that matters.
But
I
if
have an unboxing set up that's for Bluetooth keyboards, and if there's anything you guys want us to review next, or even sales, because it's the holidays, if you want us to keep an eye on certain sales, because we are planning to keep eyes on sales and keeping you guys informed on some of the best technology deals out there. So if there's something, products you want us to focus on and look for, let us know, and we're happy to help you do that legwork. But yeah.
But we
For
probably
now,
won't
everybody.
buy every item.
No, we will not. Not yet. Maybe one day we can get people to send us things to review. That'd
We'll
be
be
nice.
super poor.
Yes. All right, everybody. For now, don't forget that the Steam Scream 3D event ends tomorrow. Don't miss out on those sales. As always, we will have all the topics we discussed in our show topics section on our Discord. So join that Discord if you're not in there already. And before we go, don't forget to check us out across all our social medias. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Right. And don't forget to show us some love. So if you really like our content and you love what we're doing here, hit that little heart button on Twitter. And if you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button to show us that you care. We love you guys and we have fun doing this. And we really want to continue having fun. So show us some love, guys.
Our shows, if you missed them here live, are available on YouTube to rewatch immediately. So if you joined a little late, you can go right back to YouTube. Miss everything that you didn't catch. We also upload our demos and our product reviews as small individual videos after they've aired here, so you can catch those as well. That way, if you don't have time for the full episode, you can still catch what you've missed out.
So great. We're so awesome.
We're great.
We're so awesome. That's right, guys. So make sure you help us out, give us that love, and guys all next time. Till then, while Morgan finishes up her trip in Arizona, she will be back. God, I hope so. In Michigan next
November 7th is when I fly home.
So she will be back in Michigan next weekend, and we have two new things that we'll have going on. One will be Destiny Rising.
Yeah.
And the other one, we'll take a look at the Phasmo Halloween event. I know we talked about it with Shirtless Dan. We'll have a full review on that as well because it is live. Then you guys have a great one, and we'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye, everybody. Keep processing.